Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today to continue with the tarot readings for the Virgo season, for the Virgo idols, I'm going to be reading for GOT7 member Mark. So yes, let's begin with the reading and with the cards that he got. We start with the Ten of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, the King of Cups, the Lovers, and the Justice. And then from the Oracle, he got the card of Jupiter in Leo, publicity. So it's a very positive tarot reading, I would say. Honestly, I don't know much about Mark and his activities or how he's doing. I believe he had done a lot of like individual projects. But actually I don't follow his activities that much. But from the cards that I got, definitely I see that he is a guy that he lives well. Like everything that he builds has a form of stability, and he's like very well established where he is. When it comes to, he has his community, he has his people, he has maybe his family influences a lot. There's a lot of abundance. So, and I don't know why I get that. Probably it's not just about him being an artist. Probably it has to do with his family, or his family owning a business and him like somehow also working on it or being present on it or investing on it. I believe that his income comes from different sides. This is not about him, you know, if he is not producing music or if he is not being an artist, he cannot eat or he cannot, you know, properly have a paycheck. I believe that there's an inversion, an investment of some sort in his life, where it's very stable. I don't know if he has his own enterprise. Maybe if you're the fans, you know of this. But yeah, there's something about him, like in him really looking after this business. Him being very you know, almost like being very possessive of this, you know, maybe if this is something that is not known, he holds on really tight to this and he protects it very much. It's like he's very jealous almost of it. So I wonder if this is like a secret project and he doesn't let people know that he has it. But yeah, yeah, I see him like he has been doing really well, really well. I think that he also whatever he is, I don't know if he's in Korea or he is at his home. There's something about him feeling very well, him feeling very like very prosperous. You know when you feel like you belong, like I don't know, I wonder if he has like a regular job. Like, you know, I don't know why I see him like working in the community as a regular person. You know, even though he is an artist, and of course that he I could see him also working on artistic matters. There's something about him also being very interested in you know, investments and like putting efforts and just like working a regular position, like working on a business or just doing something that is not idol related, but that it does give him a lot of stability, and he definitely feels like he belongs. He feels very comfortable like playing that role. It sort of gives him, it grounds him, it gives him it sets him into reality. There's something about him being, you know, like okay, like this that I do speaks louder than me as an artist. Like I am much more than an artist. Um, I have another interest, or I have another intelligence. I have another goals, aspirations. I don't know. Maybe he's thinking about having his own company if he doesn't have it. Um, but yeah, definitely here with the King of Cups, I definitely think that for him this year, seeing him as this King of Cups, I believe that this year it is a year of a lot of prosperity, but also it's a year where he's like being a bit much loving and compassionate to himself and what he does, and a bit much more flexible, a bit much more, I would say, like sentimental, like a bit much more like warm. And probably like him as an artist, if he's working on something, or if he's like, releasing a new project, there's something about him really connecting with his emotionality, with his, um, with him feeling a king as well. Like okay, being like okay, this is about me. This is what I have to bring, and being at peace with himself and being like, oh yeah, this is what I created and this is good enough. Maybe seeing all these pentacles first, probably maybe when he was you know when he was a few years before, he was very obsessed with numbers, and like how, what are the earnings of this, what is the outcome, the material side of life. And now since he's much more well established, and I don't know, I feel like he's secure, he feels more secure financially. So I don't know where his money is going, but definitely is doing very well. So he feels like, okay, now I can sort of dream and being an artist, or just being like an artistic person, and allowing myself to create, but not feel the the inconsistency, or the um the sometimes even the uncertainty of not knowing if you will make it, if the album will do great, if the music will do great. There's something about him letting go of that, because he has like a secure income. So I don't know if that makes sense, but like it seems like money is not a problem anymore. And now he's finally free to create what he wants to create, or to do something as an artist that that he would really like, just doing it because he loves what he's creating. Also feeling very artistic, and also being this King of Cups. I feel like this is a guy that in his emotional world he's doing very well. Honestly, I don't see, like, if he's dating or not, because I don't see someone specific here, but I don't know why it gives me the vibe that he's a guy that he knows how to separate things, and probably he's like a bit reserved with those matters. So I'm not surprised if I don't see people here. I'm like, that's because he doesn't want me to know, or that's why it doesn't show up in the cards. But definitely him being like this King of Cups, I think that there's something about his emotional needs, his emotional nature, that is very much fulfilled. Like he feels happy. So I definitely can see him like a bit much more mature and well established. And I think that maybe if there's a possibility of having a bond with someone, it's a very stable one, because he's enjoying of stability. So I wouldn't be surprised if he is stable in his love life, in his career, in his businesses. There's something about the whole his whole life being very prosperous, being very, and him feeling like, okay, like, yeah, this is what I created. This is what I earned, because now I'm more mature, because now I feel like I'm more settled. Like now I can see clearly, now he's like doing very well by himself. I think that he's very happy. But honestly, I think that probably he's a guy that he's a very simple guy. I don't know why. Um, I feel like his definition of happiness is very, it's not that I would say simple, but it's realistic. So I guess it does have to do with his family or where he comes from, that he feels very supported. So he doesn't look for validation on the exterior. He's not like, okay, I have to be online every day and I have to talk to the fans every day and I have to be, attending all these places for people to hear from me and do all these shows continuously, and being seen with different artists. I think that he's a guy that he's like, like I have a good life back home, so, and I'm also an artist, but I'm very selective about the people I hang out with. Something about he being a bit mysterious probably. Um, and really like not enjoying like big crowds and just like hanging out with people just because of clout, or because he feels like, okay, if I don't show up, like people will forget about me. He doesn't mind about that, definitely. Here with the lovers and justice, I think that there's something, I don't know if maybe GOT7 is in the process, or they are waiting for some resolution when it comes to some papers, or maybe they have some legal battle with someone, or something. But there's something about, a decision needs to be made, and justice is something that it's about a decision that can be fair for all of them. I think that probably has to do with GOT7, and them like really being like, okay, we have to decide this in order to, to get justice for ourselves, for the group. Um, but yeah, there's a bit of, probably he's like, okay, I have to make a decision this year. I cannot postpone it. But yeah, definitely, I think that probably the justice is going to be on his side. Um, there's a lot of learning in this. There's a lot of learning. Um, and also I think that the justice is very important for him, to get the fair treatment, maybe to get the fair treatment for the group, for the image of the group, to be fair with the fans. um, I definitely think that they are waiting for some kind of resolution for them to finally get the justice that they deserve, or that they think that the group deserves. So yeah, this year, maybe before the year ends, you're going to hear something about GOT7, about the group, about the decision that needs to be made, and they're going to, try to be fair about it. Also with Jupiter in Leo, publicity. Yeah, I see him that if he's working on something, you will probably see him more. Like, like, because there's something about, when I was mentioning about this, him being a bit mysterious. I think that this card, Jupiter in Leo, is like, the guy could do better if he would be more publicly, if he would go out there a bit more, or if he would just show himself in public more. But yeah, here with Jupiter in Leo, there could be an expansion in the way he's viewed by the audience, or maybe, him being seen a bit much more often, like on shows, or him, having, I don't know, a platform where he communicates more often, or he, having interviews and just talking about himself and his work. I think that people are very curious about him. And there's something here about publicity that definitely he has to work with his publicity. Like, I think that's a key element in his development as an artist. I guess I would say an individual artist, not as a GOT7 member, that he needs much more publicity. Definitely, he does need it, and probably he's a bit hesitant about being that public, but the cards indicate that this would be a very beneficial move, for him to be more public, for him to be seen a bit more, for him to be, attending different events, being seen with influential people, even if it's for just 1 second, but just being seen a bit more, because definitely there's something about him, probably valuing his everyday life or his routine, and actually being like, oh, really, I don't want to go to these places where I don't know these people, or I haven't talked to these people for a while, and it feels awkward. And it's not that he doesn't know what to say, it's just that I believe that probably the style that he wants to go for as an artist, it's someone that is a bit mysterious, or that it's someone that is like, I want my music to talk for myself. Like, I don't need to go out there and show my abs, or or being just like all over people's faces with my pictures and my images, but definitely here, the there's going to be a lot of matters that involves Mark, that are going to be that are going to be seen by the public. So probably he's going to gain a lot of more attention, and I think that's it. This card is sort of letting me know that he has to maybe invest a bit more in publicity. That he should like try harder in pushing himself a bit much more out there, because yeah, he has the potential, definitely, and of course that he has his fans, but there's like, you could do so much more if maybe you could hire someone that could manage your social media, or but he definitely, the advice here is that he should go out more, he should get out there a bit more. I don't know why I feel like for him it's not what he wants. There's something about him. It's not that he hides, but probably he doesn't like to be in the spotlight. Maybe the guy is a bit shy. And also he's like, I'm over that phase of being everywhere, or that phase of attending events or situations that I just don't relate to these people, or I do not share their view, I do not care. But yeah, definitely here with Jupiter in Leo is much more about like, yeah, you are an artist, so you do need to show your face every once in a while. And probably, with publicity, there could be some news about GOT7 at the same time. So, maybe a reunion, maybe them being seen hanging out more often. So, yeah, a lot more publicity, them being much more public. So, yeah, guys, this is all I have for Mark. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.